What's up, guys? Welcome to Real Beats. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some piano melodies. With that being said, let's go ahead and just hop into it. All right, so this is the piano I'm using, and this is the preset. So let's grab an A scale. Okay, I'm gonna just default to F sharp minor, and we can always transpose if we need. Okay, just go in here, and the first thing we want to do is make a bass line. Okay, so this doesn't need to take long. You could just use tricks where you take the root, okay, and then you can go upward. And then you can add a +1 this way, okay, or you can keep going and pull it down, okay, or you can go backwards and then add a +1, right? You can even switch them around as well, right? Usually stuff that kind of moves like this sounds really good, okay, or it could be the opposite, of course, right? Let's try this. This is already here. Okay, I like that. Let's pull this back. And this stuff will work with any bass line you have, right? It just will change the mood. So what we're gonna do is pretty much just, let's pull it down. Pull it down, and then let's pull it up like this. All right, so now all we need to do is just apply the chords that work with this, okay? And you can do this in multiple ways. I think the easiest probably is you can make out the entire chord like this, and then you can delete, or you can pull this up if you want to use that note later. But you can start here, and this is just to create range, and then you can make it the chord from here, and then you can kind of get a beautiful chord from there. Okay, and it's as simple as that. I'm gonna drag this over and just complete this. And then we can cheat by just dragging the same notes over, okay? Let's probably change this up a bit though. Complete this, right? And then at this point we're just kind of just adding our own flavor to it. You can kind of do it however you like. Let me see, and we're gonna add some, let's hold shift, and then we can drag this over. So on the grid, off the grid, we'll create bounce or just some rhythm, right? Right, and simple as that. You can just have your chords right there. All right, and then let's just copy it over, and then I'm gonna actually apply this to one of these here. So we have some background chords, and then we can kind of build it from there. We can delete this and start over in the next part. Okay, so those are our chords. So now let's animate it and make a melody from the chords, okay? All right, so for the melody and animation, I picked up labs so that we could use different colors, because I realized that with all this, like, we have a lot of range here, meaning it's spanning from like low octaves to high octaves, so it's gonna look confusing if we add a bunch of notes. So that's why I'm changing it to a different color, okay? And labs allows me to play the notes while they're different colors, okay? So any changes we make, it'll be blue, so you know that they're the different changes. So what we need to do is just kind of animate this a bit. So we can start with these notes, and I guess I could just replace them. Well, I guess we don't really need to replace them like that yet. We can just offset this. So this is on the grid. So if you want to, you can do on the grid, off the grid. So that will just be like in between. And then we can take this note and kind of finish out the chord. And that's gonna kind of offset these two. Okay, and this is just a for sure way to get something that sounds good, because all these sound good together. And let's take this and throw this note in. We could probably do something else down here. And then we're going to take this note. And these are just tricks I'm showing you real quick, like real time, that you can use, right? Because it's kind of hard to just come up with stuff. And then really, we can just fill in a little melody here. Let's stop them here. And then let's like kind of do a little wiggle. Okay, so it's going from this note to that note to this one. You can just bring in some other notes. And it's very easy. Once you like have the chords, you can just look. So you can just bring all this over. Right. Okay, make a chord and then the +1. Same thing we did with the bass line, right? It's, if you really think about it, it's just the same exact patterns. And let's right. I guess, let me see. So if we do that, these work together. So we can use these. I'm gonna offset it just slightly. Shift, scroll wheel a little bit. Let me see. I kind of want this to be a little smoother. Let me see. Oops. Let's change the colors real quick. Alt-C. All right, so I think that's good for this one. So now what we can do, open it up a bit. Let's do this one. So let's, I don't want to fast forward. I want to keep it as real time. So I might speed up on this one a little bit. Okay, so pull this back, right? And now we have a bunch of notes we can use. I'll change those colors. Oops. And I'm gonna take this pattern, okay, and we can just move this over. Probably got this like thing going on right here. Right, and why I brought this one over is because of these are a part of a chord. Okay, that's why I brought this one over, just if you were wondering. Now let's take this one, and I'm trying to take my time because I want this to be focused on the melody stuff. So now what we can do is let's take this and try to put it in the same spot without messing anything up. It's getting kind of crazy already. And we can add like a little flam right here for fun. I'm gonna do a little wiggle here. Let me see. Okay, it needs a little work. Guess we changed this one. All right, so now it's starting to look real complicated. Okay, so I think that's good for this. So now we need like a top part. So I'm gonna take this, pull this up, just like so. And then we can drag this over, because if we follow our rules, all this should work together, right? Let me see. And then if we go backwards like this, should hit A. We can kind of use these notes. So here's our range for a counter melody, right? So okay, I think that's good. So now what we need to do is copy this. I guess we can just paste it here. And that is pretty much the hardest part of this, okay? Let's listen to it with this. Okay, sounds a lot better with this one. All right, so that is the melody. So now what we can do is some variation, and then we can kind of finish it off with adding the bass. All right, so now that our melody is built, we need variation. So since we took so long with the melody, we are just, let me see, let's pull this over, and we're just gonna move some stuff around, right? So I'm gonna, once again, just for this, let's go in. And usually the top notes of the chords, I move, so you can just move some of these, right? So you can just pull them back. And let's take this. This is off the grid, right? If you look, it's off the grid, so we want this on the grid. Pull that up, and then we can make a chord downward, and we can see what that sounds like. I'm gonna highlight them, but in order for them to play, I need them to be green. Let's see what it sounds like. See. Okay, that's a lot smoother. So that is our melody. All right, sounds pretty good. So now we already have our chords. Now we can just add a little counter in our bass. All right, so we got a little bell here. Okay, so let's go in here. Well, actually, it's time to be lazy. I'm gonna be real with you. It's time to be lazy. Okay, so we're gonna come in here and let's split these up. So we're gonna take these. Right, we're just gonna steal. We're just gonna steal. Let's go. Let's see. Let's try this. Okay, we're gonna copy, paste. I want this to. That's too high. Okay, so what we're gonna do is copy this over exactly. And I'm gonna take this off so that this part is a little different, so it's not, you know, exactly the same. I think that's good. Okay, I like that. So now we just add in the bass and we'll be finished. All right, so we've arrived at the hardest part of the video. Okay, so you got to pay attention because this is going to be very difficult. Here we have our bass. All right, you can choose any bass you want, or you can not have a bass. You could do something else, but we're gonna go to our melody, and what we're gonna do is just copy this. Control C, go in here, Control V, and I think that might be a good octave. We could try throwing in like a little, it might sound terrible, whatever. Hey, that's too low. We'll keep it bare bones. So I'll play the melody one time through, and it will be finished. All right, and that is going to be it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.